if this is what happens when kids get bored, then my goodness, we need to slow them down a little bit and give them more freedom to think and to develop their own ideas. So all right. So you also are writing a book. Tell me how did this come to be?
Yeah, so I knew for quite a while that I've liked writing and doing all of that, but I didn't find the need, like, I want to write a book. I never felt that way specifically until actually someone reached out to me on LinkedIn, and it was part of the book creators program that I'm a
Hmm.
part of.
Yep.
And they got me introduced to it, and then I was like, sure, I'll write a book. And I didn't really know what I was getting into. And then I was told to start researching on topics that I should write about. And I ended up choosing the student loan debt crisis because earlier that year, again, due to boredom, I watched a documentary episode on the student loan debt crisis. And that was something that I was really interested in after that. So I just started doing more research on it and realized that that was something that had a lot of potential to be written about. So I
Yeah.
chose that.
It's a huge topic. I mean, it's one of the topics that I'm actually really passionate about, and I guess you may have seen one of my articles. It's really interesting that you'd pick this student loan crisis as the topic because you haven't even touched it yet. You're still a freshman in high school, right? Yeah. And so tell me
Yeah, I
why.
am.
Yeah, why student loans? What was it that motivated you to actually sink your teeth into that issue as opposed to all these other issues that are out there?
Yeah, so my sister actually, she started her undergrad this year. So she's getting into college right now. And also, a lot of the people that I take inspiration from, they also are motivating, like, cancel student loan debt. So I was like, maybe I should dig deeper into this and do something about it.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah. Well, it's a huge issue and it's very politically hot. Uh, arguments on both sides of actually there's multiple more than just two sides on this deal. So let's do this because I know that you had questions you wanted to ask me. I'm the one that roped you into this interview because I'm always looking for, again, weirdos like you, like my daughters, that are pushing the envelope and saying, "Yeah, I may be 15, but I am super capable. I'm capable of influencing this world and not just waiting until I turn 25 to do so." So do you want to go ahead and start the questions that you have for me, and then we can switch back into more conversation about you?
Yeah, sounds good. I might be looking to the side because it's on a different
No
computer.
problem. I've got a computer screen open as well, and I'm taking notes as well. So go ahead.
Yeah, so when we were talking on LinkedIn, you mentioned that you thought that one solution to it could possibly be hacking the college going assembly line.
Hmm.
And I, I like, even I didn't really know what that meant. So could you elaborate a little more on that and what you mean by that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you reached out, I think you talked to my daughter, and she asked me. My daughter came to me and said, "Matt, do you have thoughts about student loans?" And I was like, "Oh yes, I have very strong thoughts about student loans because, from my perspective, I've worked with a lot of families, and the families who have really banked heavy on this idea that college is going to be the solution for my child's happiness and future. They've banked heavy. They've gone into serious financial debt. They have, signed loans that, I could never endorse. And let me tell you a quick story, and then I'll tell you about the hacking idea. So there was a woman. I was working was consulting with a school district, and a mom described this incredible story about how I won't get into the whole story, but she did everything she could to get her son into college, but her son wasn't really ready. So she browbeat him, she twisted his arm, she called friends and neighbors and asked them and pastors asked them to pressure him to go to college because for her, college was the win. She didn't appreciate that if the person's not ready for college, that you're going to end up investing a lot of money that's not going to return, that it's not going to come back to you. It's going to be lost money.